I was bullied in school for the way I looked. My crush walked up to me on her birthday. It was the 8th grade. And in school, we used to give chocolates to our classmates on our birthdays and to all the teachers. And I was looking away when she came up to my desk, hoping that she would take my name. And she took my name. But she didn't say my name as if she was attracted to me. She took my name as though she had pity on me, as if I was a little kid. Like, Paul. And then I looked towards her and I kind of smiled. And I was happy, like, yes, my crush took my name. And then she gave me a chocolate. Yuck. Looking back, how sad that was for little Paul. Fast forward a few years, people now ask me for advice on how they could look good and attractive. What do you think is the most attractive to women? It's not the big bulky bodybuilders. It's not the guy who grows his beard ultra long and says, "Yeah, I'm masculine." It's not even some skinny TikTok guy or something. The most attractive look to women and anyone in general is the Archangel look, the halo effect, the halo factor. Now, what is the halo effect? To put it shortly, halo effect is when someone perceives another person to be a nice and kind person and they automatically get treated better because they look good. It is a subconscious thing and it's natural. Is it fair? It doesn't matter. It's a fact and an objective truth. So you might as well take advantage of it rather than complain about how the world is not fair. I know people who type on keyboards, it's not fair, it's not fair. Screw them. Now, what gives the person the archangel look or the halo effect? Up close, it is the face, obviously, and then the physique. But from far, when you look at a person, you see the V taper. The V taper is so attractive to women. The V taper in a man is equal to an hourglass shape in a woman. It activates something primal within the opposite sex and instantly causes attraction and for you to laugh at the jokes, for you to believe them. So, the way that you build a V taper is by getting broader shoulders and a narrow waist. The golden ratio is 1.6 is to 1 shoulder to waist ratio. Now, there's no point in obsessing over that exact ratio, but just a broader shoulder and a narrow waist in general gets you that look. How to achieve this is you train your archangel muscles. Let's run over them from top to bottom. Your neck, your traps, your upper traps, your chest, your lateral delt, that is your side delt, your abs, and the most important thing that gives that winged look to your structure is the lats, the lat muscles, the wings of the back. It tapers down into your waist, right from the broad lateral delt to the waist. Now, to achieve this, it will take time, it will take effort and discipline on your part, but the results you will get are exponentially crazy. Attraction from women, respect from men, favor in wherever you go, in your dating, your relationships, for your business, your career. People will treat you so much better and with such respect. And then they will ask you for advice on how they could look good. Compare two people. One is a lazy fat person. He wears a good tailored suit. Okay. He took some effort, he tailored his suit. He looks normal. Like you wouldn't look at him twice. But you look at this other person, even in well fitted clothes, this guy has the V taper, the archangel look, and people want to look at him and admire him. This person with the V taper, with the archangel look, who looks good, who has a physique and a good face, is well groomed, looks infinitely better than the fat person with a tailored suit. Normal clothes, tailored suit. Still, this one looks attractive. I'm going to show you a few photos of why these muscles are important. Look at these two photos. Which one is more attractive? Is this one because of the thick neck? Now look at these two photos. Look at the traps. One of them has good traps, the other one doesn't. This one's instantly more attractive. Next, we come to shoulders, the side delts. How broad the person's shoulder is. Look at these two photos and say which one is more attractive. It's obvious, the one with the broader shoulders and the narrower waist. Look at the back. This photo is the same person without lats, and this one is the person with lats, the wings of the back, and then the abs and stuff. Also, by the way, I have a program in which I cover all of these aspects: face, physique, diet, lifestyle, and the Archangel effect. The Archangel look. Link in description. It's inside my program. Now, the next important thing is the face. What makes up a good face? Obviously, symmetry. But the number one thing, the most attractive thing, is the eyes and your smile. The eyes are the window to your soul. Your eyes reflect what you feel, what you are. There should be joy in your eyes. People should look into your eyes and see, oh my lord, this guy is so happy. He has such joy within him. I want to get to know him, be it girls or be it guys in general. How do we get this particular joy in our lives? The most important thing to do is to get into faith. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus. You can see joy in people's eyes. And you look at a person who has a sad life, and most of the times it reflects in their eyes. The stuff they're going through, if they've had a good day or a bad day. So that's one very important aspect. Get into faith, into religion. Believe in God. If you don't have anything, pick up the Bible, start opening and reading the gospel. Coming to your smile, people say smiles are very important, which is true. But look at this. It's your smile, your cheekbones here, and your jawline. A good jawline, a sharp, well defined jawline, a wide jawline. This also relates to something primal. When you look at the skull shapes of our hunter gatherer people, our ancestors who were hunters and gatherers, the skull shape of theirs and the skull shape of the modern person, there's a world of difference. Their eyes and the jaw was naturally wider and stronger because of the food they ate. They ate meat, raw meat. But I'm not saying to eat raw meat because then we start cooking meat and it was still good. But chew hard meat as compared to some pasta or rice or oats or soft vegetables. We don't want that. We don't want soft, mushy food to have weak jaws. Have strong jaws. Eat like your ancestors did. Come on, you got this. The next thing that comes into play is even though people have good jawlines, a lot of times I've seen, like this one person I knew, he had a good wide jaw, but it was recessed. It was, I'll put a photo for it. How do people's jaw get recessed? A few factors come into play, but the main ones are the way you breathe and the way you swallow and eat. The way you breathe is you breathe through your nose. Do not be a mouth breather. You breathe fully through your nose. That's a good breath from your nose. When you breathe through your mouth, it opens up some tongue pathway and your palate behind. There's some science behind it. I'll explain that in another video. But it puts your tongue in a very different position. It doesn't cause your tongue to go to your palate of the roof, which pushes outwards to your muscles. Leave the science stuff. I'll explain it to you simply. How to mew properly to get your mouth in the proper position. Collect spit in your mouth. And then swallow. Keep your position. Maintain that position. And it won't happen instantly. You have to do it a few times and always be aware of that because I've started doing that recently. Be aware of my jaw position, my tongue position, and look at this. It makes such a big difference. Lean is law. You gotta be lean. You cannot be fat or chubby or puffy and look attractive. You have to be lean to have the well defined jaw, the cheekbones, the angular face that people like, that you find most attractive as well. You don't look at a fat person and say, "Oh my gosh, he looks so attractive." No, you look at this chiseled Archangel statue and say, "Oh my lord. Whoa, look at the cuts on that. I want that." That's if you're a guy, you'll say, "I want that for myself. Like, I want to be that." And girls will say, "Oh my lord, I want to be with that." Now, how to get lean? Two things. Your diet, that I said, eat biblically, like your ancestors did. Meat, eggs, butter, ghee, cheese, high protein and high fats, good fats, and lower carbohydrates. Because carbs retain water and they cause you to look puffy and everything. Carbohydrates and sugars, minimize them a lot. The next thing is LISS, low intensity steady state cardio. I'm not going to complicate anything for you. The simple thing that I do is I set my treadmill machine to the max incline. That is, I think, level 20. And I set the speed for 3.5 to 4 kilometers per hour. And I walk on that for like 15-20 minutes before my workouts. And that helps a lot in getting lean. That's what helps me get lean. And then there's a skipping rope. That is one of the best things, but I still can't do it properly. So I'm still kind of learning to skip properly, like without breaks. If you watched this far, I'm so proud of you. You're one of the few people who have good attention spans, who are actually here to learn something and not just click away instantly. Like attention spans of people are really messed up these days because of social media and constant scrolling. Next, next, next. You have good attention spans and you actually want to make a change in your life. And now, if you want something a lot more detailed with in depth knowledge and experiences and stories of myself, with exact how to's of how you could do it, I cover everything inside my program. Link in description. Face, physique, faith, charisma, the way you talk to people, the way you communicate, and then a little dressing tips as well. Now, the last thing I want to finish with is the 80-20 rule. 80% of all the good results and the visible results and the changes come from 20% of the main good tasks that you do. Be it in terms of exercise, in terms of eating, in terms of talking to people, in terms of the work you do in your career, in your business. Do the main task, do it well. For example, 20% of the thing in terms of eating would be to eat meat and eggs, like your ancestors did. Just do this for a few months, you'll see fat melt, you'll see instant changes in your body. The other unimportant 80% is tracking your calories. Should I eat this? Should I not eat that? Wondering if this processed food is good for me. Should I buy this packaged food or that packaged food? Which one is less in sugars? That all makes a difference, but it's not as important as the main 20% of eating clean meat and eggs like your ancestors did. Similar things go into your physique, your exercise. And you do not need to do endless number of sets and variations for your upper chest and then middle chest and lower chest and then your front, side, back, shoulders. 9 different variations for your bicep to hit it from different angles. That is all unimportant. Do the main things, the 20%. Focus on these main areas: your neck, your traps, your shoulders, your lats, your upper chest, your abs, and your cardio that we spoke about, the incline thing. Focus on this. Leave the other sciencey stuff. I've also wasted a lot of time watching endless YouTube videos on the most optimal thing, the perfect diet, the perfect workout routine. But I didn't take much action on that because I was so confused because all of this advice contradicted each other. So do as I say. And if you want more help with that, link in description. Cheers. Excuse me.